let's just say your athlete wants to run a 9-minute pace. Do you have them try to run the 9-minute pace for all 26.2? Do you say go out quick, go out slow? How do you write a plan for a runner like that?
Actually, that's like a really good question.
That's a really good question.
And again, I think it comes down to the athlete. I have got a really good friend that I'm coaching right now for a marathon next weekend, and she is the exception, I feel, for the most people that I've coached, where if I said run it at 7:40 pace and stay there, and she would just dial in and go. Some people can just really find that pace and they can hold it. For a marathon, I think it's a little harder. Like, you're not showing up to, I hope you're not showing up to like a 5K that you care, like you're very passionate about how the outcome is, or a half, and just jumping at the line and going. Like, most of us will go and do like a mile or two warm up, right? Or at least some kind of dynamic warm up. Marathon shouldn't be any different, just because you're not putting the miles in 1, 2, and then stopping and going to run the race. Like, the first couple of miles serve as your warm up. Right. So if your goal pace is 9, my suggestion isn't start at 9. And it really is like the course dependent too. Like Clarence DeMar, the first 10 miles, it's coasting. Like, it's not like super downhill, but it's just downhill enough that you can just like ride it out. And that's great until you have to go to work again. And now your quads are shot. You've actually burned through so much of your like glycogen, the thing. And it's just, it's not a free ride anymore. Now you're really going to have to work. So again, course dependent, I think, on how you approach that. So.
I'll do a Google Doc for most people. I look at the elevation, I look at the weather, I look at the athlete, and then I will the same thing. The first 2 to 3 miles, it's just that's your warm up. So you don't want to start at that goal pace. You want to start back. So I usually have them do like a minute slower, and then they can work their way up to that goal pace. But it also, to KJ's point, you could train for a sub 4 marathon and get to mile 2 and be like, I this isn't my day. So and then it's also working with that athlete on adjusting if that happens.
It's also really hard. Like anybody that's run a race, it's hard to say, oh, I'm gonna dial in. I want this to go this way, so I'm gonna start at 9-minute pace, and then you get around the atmosphere and the energy and the adrenaline, and all of a sudden you're running 8:30s, but you're like, I'm fine. And you're like, okay, we didn't actually train here.
I feel like a lot of us are guilty of that. You get
Oh,
sucked into the race day
100%,
atmosphere and just go.
I've heard or read or heard on a podcast when I was listening to another coach prepping for this, actually, was that, sometimes you feel so great because you've just did that taper and you feel like I'm super strong, but there's this importance to rein that in the beginning and have energy and speed and strength at the end versus going out way too fast and struggling. Yeah. Is there anything you tell them, like, to say signs to look for or things to like watch out for in the race?
Nothing in particular. I mean, you just have to listen to your own body, but everybody's body will respond differently. And the one thing that I will say is that, especially if you are somebody that runs a lot of races, it doesn't hurt to take, it sucks. Like we just said, you could train for months and give up all this time and energy and maybe put yourself first, which is really hard for a lot of us to do, just for one race. But if you're willing to go out and run hard, and you're willing to die, right? And go out and die. And maybe you do, maybe you end up walking it in, maybe you DNF. We don't know what we can do until we do it. So, you can train here and say, well, I've trained at 9-minute pace this whole time. Maybe you are capable of running 8:25 and you don't know it. So prepare to die, and maybe you won't. Like,
Prepare to go for it.
it's going to suck if you have to walk it in, but I mean, it's just running. Then there's another marathon, right? Like,
Right.
yeah.
It's going to suck if you don't try.
Yeah.